Good morning. We are on day 30 of completing the habit, day 31 for our videos. Today we're going to talk about breaking through your beliefs. A couple days ago, we talked about, we got into chapter 20 of James Clear's Atomic Habits, and he was talking about how good habits can go bad. And then yesterday, we looked into a little bit more about how you could create a system to reflect upon your habits to make sure that you were striving and moving in the right direction. Multiple times throughout the past 31-day journey, we've discussed having and forming an identity around the behavior that you're creating, and that the longer that you do it, the more that becomes a part of you and who you are and your identity. So today, what happens when that identity takes you down the wrong path? And what happens when forming that identity becomes part of the bad habit? Wait a minute, Jeff. What are you telling me? You've been telling me for weeks that forming this new identity would be a good thing. And it is. It is. Sometimes, though, we latch so strongly onto that new identity that we end up becoming hard and non-pliant to other ideas and suggestions that are presented to us. We've all seen this happen, right? You start a new diet and then you hear that somebody else is starting a diet and you tell them what they should do. Or you start a new diet and somebody comes and tells you what you should do, and boom, your walls go up. You're like, I know what I'm doing. I don't need you to tell me what I'm doing. I've done my research. I've been doing this for weeks now. And like we've all been there. You're working out in the gym and somebody tells you how to correct your form. You are making a phone call for work, or get a customer complaint phone call that comes in, and the person on the other end says, well, I've been in customer service, or I've been in sales for this many years, and why don't you listen to what I'm telling you? This is my idea that, what you can do to make your career, your life, your job, what you're doing better. And literally we roll our eyes and we just shut down. Now, sometimes that's the way in which it's presented, but a lot of times it's because that's part of our identity. I'm a salesperson. I'm a manager. I'm a leader. I have dogs that are whining in the background, and we're just going to keep going because you have to live through an imperfect life. You got to get perfect about being imperfect. So with that, we see this even in the professional field. I had a dentist as a kid. I used him for many, many years. That actually broke apart his partnership and practice with another dentist because that dentist didn't want to move forward into new practices and procedures. I followed the guy that was doing the things that are new. Other doctors that are out there, new procedures come out and they stick to their old ways. They don't buy the new equipment. They don't do the new things. They stay with what they're comfortable with. And that's because who they are has become such a big part of their identity. Like, that big part of their identity is concrete. It's cemented. There's jokes about people that are vegetarian and vegan. You don't need to find out who the vegetarian is in the room. They'll tell you, right? And that has become their identity. So what happens if a doctor tells them they need to add some extra meat into their life for one reason or another, or change their diet in order to get some extra health benefits because they're lacking in certain areas? I'm not saying that's going to happen. Not saying that even needs to happen. Don't challenge the veganism. But that is could be crushing for somebody who identifies around being a vegan, or somebody that's a runner and breaks a leg and they're told they can't run, for many months. Like, that could be crushing to the spirit, as opposed to maybe thinking I'm an athlete and then figuring out another way to be an athlete, or I'm somebody that exercises for the health benefits. So what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is keep your identity fluid. Make it a small identity. Make it be a part of who you are, not who you are. You are a collection of all of your habits, a collection of all of your thoughts and behaviors. No one piece of that is your total identity. Keep yourself well-rounded, circular. Be open to change. Be learning based. So as you learn more, as you're open for more change, and as you self-reflect like we talked about yesterday and realize that you need to make some changes in order to go the right direction, and you're not so cemented into this new identity that's being formed, you're gonna find that you can break through those beliefs like we drew on the dry erase board. And as you keep adding new habits and adding new cycles and breaking through new ceilings of achievement, smaller, newer identities can also be formed. Moving on to the last chapter of Atomic Habits tomorrow. Hope everybody's doing great. See you soon.